up, squad? MizzyWorld here with my guy, Mar, the manager. You feel what I'm saying? Head of Urban Culture TV, just a good brother overall. We got a lot of work that's coming towards y'all this way, but I'm glad to finally have you on as my co-host on Movie Monday. If y'all know me, y'all know that I love working with others, and this is an intelligent brother, and we be going in on everything, you feel what I'm saying? So I thought this would be a dope combination, you feel what I'm saying? But we here to count down the top 5 superhero movies of all time. Before we get into our list, we want to talk about some like honorable mentions. You had a wild list. I'm gonna just tell y'all this a little bit. He had a wild list, yeah, man.
I definitely got a good list. You know, you got a good list as well.
Right,
you know?
right.
For the honorable mentions and stuff like that, it's a lot of them.
What you think about Blank Man? I feel as though Blank Man got to be an honorable
comedy.
mention.
I would say like, you know, as far as like with the comedy superhero
and as far as like, to me, like just the uniqueness of him like not having superpowers, you feel what I'm saying?
Like,
exactly.
Yo, crazy,
you feel what I'm saying? Like I wanted to get Blank Man in there, but I couldn't. And I fuck with Damon Wayans anyway.
Right. That just was genius. Like Blank Man was just genius. That was just like one of them you know, storylines that's realistic. And I like that's like even though my list is fiction, but it still has the realistic you know,
and I feel as though that's one thing y'all gonna get from both of our lists, especially for me. My top 2, especially my first one, is more so like the realistic aspect of it. But I don't want to give away too many details.
Yeah.
You got
said
any more?
Blank Man. I would say the Green Lantern.
Green Lantern.
That was dope to me. You know, I like when they put a little bit humor into the movies. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
I always love that. Love that, especially since it's coming from the comic book day and age, and it's more so the child side of it. And it's always got to be the humor to it. You feel what I'm saying? In my opinion. What did you think about let me think about one. What you thought about Hancock?
I was about to put that on my list, but
I wanted to too.
I wanted to put it on my list,
right?
And then I was like, no, I can't leave my original, you know, movies that I keep going back to watching over and over. You know,
off the list. Off the list.
You know, but Hancock was definitely a dope movie. I like the storyline with that. A drunk superhero, super dope. Will Smith did a hell of a job with that.
Then they had the twist with the John being actually his wife and being another superhero.
There's so much theory with that movie, and I feel as though it should have been like a part 2 or something like that.
Yeah, I thought they was gonna make a part 2, but I guess it's hard for Will to get sequels for some reason.
Yeah,
Will be on some other shit.
But look, I feel as though Marvel should have picked that up. That would have been crazy.
Yeah, and you know Marvel would have knocked that shit out the park.
Like that would have been crazy.
You know Marvel don't really like to venture into shit that ain't got the Marvel, like, you know what I mean, stamp on it.
Yeah, because it's family related, and Hancock is like a drunk superhero, so just I understand.
Right. So we about to get into our list right now. So who did you have at number 5, bro?
Number 5, 2007 Power Rangers.
2007 Power Rangers. I wasn't expecting that one. I didn't expect any Power Rangers to be on the list, but I feel as though that definitely was one of the good movies. Why did you put it at number 5 though?
Number 5, Power Rangers. All right, the original Power Rangers, Mighty Morphin movie. It was dope, but at that time, it came out in 95. Power Rangers aired in 93.
The CGI, the special effects and all that.
That was cool. I like that. You know, that was cool. But on top of that, like, at the end of the day, like, the 2007 Power Rangers had more of a storyline on what was the cause of the Rangers, what was the purpose of it.
More of a background story.
Yeah, more of a background story. Because soon as they did the movie or they did the series, they just hopped right in there, did it. You know, we didn't know where the Green Ranger came from. We just know he appeared evil and stuff like that. But the movie actually, you know, put more detail in it about the crystals of the colors of the Rangers and the powers. And the Green Ranger was originally Rita, so that was super crazy. I'm like, hey, I didn't know she was a Power Ranger. So Power Rangers go so far back in the centuries. So that's what made it dope and more realistic a little bit, because it was like they brought these guys together. Like they tied in some actual like history into it. You know, and everybody had problems. You know, just like, you know, remember the Breakfast Club movie?
I remember that.
When they had the nerd, the nerd and the stud and all that, and that's what the Power Rangers put in there. Yeah, for the jock, and then you got the, you know, the popular woman, and then you got the nerdy woman. So it just was like different characters and different situations of their lives in that genre.
And I feel as though they did that also to be well-rounded, and as far as how they touch everybody, and it's somebody in like every aspect of, not even say your life, but it's everybody that somebody can relate to in this group. You feel what I'm saying? So you're gonna touch everybody because they're gonna look at that quiet person, or they're gonna look at that jock, they're gonna look at whoever, and they're gonna relate to it.
Absolutely. So that's why that's super dope to me. It was just like, wow, like I really can relate to it, you know. And this is the problems that's going on in these high schools now.
Right.
So it's relatable. So to me, I feel as though the Power Rangers 2007 gives you an idea of the original Power Rangers. So when you watch the movie, you're gonna go back in time to watch the Power Rangers. Like, oh, right. Yeah. You know, so it go deeper than that. Like, you know, that's why I like these movie Mondays, because it go deeper than that.
It get real deep. You start that like, hold on, let me go check that joint out. You know what I mean? Right. But Mar got Power Rangers 2007 at number 5 on his list. At number 5 on my list, I got Man of Steel, the most recent Superman movie. I feel as though Man of Steel had to be on this list. Not had to be on this list, but it's on my list because Superman to me is the most compelling like superhero. He's the one that everybody's attracted to. He's Superman, you feel what I'm saying? And I felt as though Man of Steel was the only movie that really like paid tribute the way they were supposed to him, with the fight scenes and the action and all that. Like, I feel as though movies before that with Superman, they didn't give us enough action. Like, we want to see this man getting it in.
That's the problem, because it's funny that you said that, because I always was Superman's worst critic because of the older Supermans. Right. I feel as though like, man,
even the one before Man of Steel that was kind of still in this era, it didn't have enough.
It didn't. Yeah, I used to think like Superman had an advantage. Like, he really couldn't fight. He just was strong. Like, I was like, I don't feel Superman. Like, I kind of don't feel him.
Right. But if you watch Man of Steel, just like you said with the Power Rangers, it get a background story. It gives them more of a person-to-person connection, and he really rumbling in that joint. You feel what I'm saying? He was getting strolled in one part. Yeah, man.
I gotta check that out. But actually, the Superman back in the day in the 80s, it was the one Richard Pryor played.
Okay.
That was decent, because they had the 3 enemies that was, because you know Superman and Elliot.
Right.
Yeah, so they came down to Earth.
Yeah, it's a lot of different people, like villain-wise, that you could play with Superman, but they always want to play with Lex Luger.
Yeah, but then you had Richard Pryor that gave it that little comedy twist that was dope. You gotta check it out.
I'm gonna check that joint out.
So now you gotta go back.
Hey, MizzyWorld fans, y'all gotta check out the 1980s Superman joint, yeah, man.
It had to be like 86, something like that, like 85, around that 80 period.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Right,
but I gotta check out that Man of Steel joint.
Yeah, you gotta check that.
I'm gonna check that joint out tonight.
It's a matter of fact.
Yeah, if it's like that, if I gotta look, I gotta be open-minded, so I gotta go back on that.
Facts.
Right, that was the number 5. Man of Steel, definitely gotta check it out.
Yeah.
Especially if you're not a Superman fan, just check it out anyway. Get a background story and check the other Supermans out.
In comparison,
and give us our comments with these movies too. You know, how y'all feeling? What's your top 5s as well?
Facts.
For the movie.
Make a list. We gonna come back. We get into the debate. I got some questions. Hey, listen. At the end of this, I definitely got some questions about his list. You feel what I'm saying?
Like, you know.
But what you got at number 4, bro?
Number 4 is a special one to me. I grew up on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in the 90s.
Yeah.
1 and 2.
The 90s movies, not the recent ones.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay, go ahead.
Tell you why. So,
see, that's where we might have a disagreement right there. Go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. So in the 90s or whatever like that, like Power Rangers. I mean, I keep saying Power Rangers. That's always in my head right now.
Because that was the first
That was the first John. But Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1 and 2 in the 90s. When I was growing up as a kid, I had Ninja Turtle everything. Ninja Turtle bed, birthday cakes, birthday parties, everything, clothes, all that. I was like, Turtle fanatic.
Exactly. Not a fan, a fanatic. You gotta say the whole word.
You can't say a fan. You gotta be a fanatic.
Right.
Fanatic. Like, I was doing everything.
One of them kids that anytime you were in the store, you saw Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
You just wanted
Mommy!
It. And they gear was tough. Their weapons was even crazier. Like, you couldn't be a kid. Listen, your mom and dad not gonna give you no Ninja Turtle weapons. Them joints is crazy.
Right. That's why we wanted them, you know what I mean?
Right, like, it just was like, yo.
Facts.
But, you know, the 1 and 2, I would have put 3 in there, but 3 was kind of a little bit cheesy. But the first one was dope for the whole, you know, upbringing on the Turtles and, you know, Shredder and Splinter. The second one, the Ooze, is good. I'm gonna give y'all a little history. Ninja Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze, actually had Super Shredder as Kevin Nash.
Right.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Kevin Nash.
That's
played
something I
Super
ain't know.
Shredder.
That's something I ain't know. That's something I ain't know, man. That's crazy.
Look it
But
up.
see,
He on the credit. Look it up.
I like when they do that though. You feel what I'm saying? They may pull like an athlete. Well, I mean, wrestlers are athletes
because
too,
around
but
that, he was playing Big Daddy Cool Diesel. If y'all, WWF fans, not F. So Diesel, he was stocked, tall, 7 foot, probably like 300 pounds. So when they did the Super Shredder, when he I think he sipped the ooze or something like that. He got bigger, and it's like Kevin Nash is cut, like
right.
crazy. But those are the movies that I like. I like it because it's kind of realistic, right?
I want to ask you this. So why did you choose the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1 and 2 of the 90s and not the ones of the recent day? Because in my opinion, I feel as though the recent day ones are a little bit better.
It's better because it got too much going on. I actually like the. I actually looked at the. I think it was the second one when they was at Madison Square Garden.
Right.
The second one, right? That was cool. Like I was like, all right, yeah, it's a new era, so now I gotta get used to this. But in the 90s, they didn't have all that special effects. They had the actual, combat going on. The costumes was dope, even though, it wasn't computerized. Now everything is computerized. Supernatural type stuff going on. I'm not knocking it. It definitely was a good storyline.
Right.
But I just feel the 90s version better because I can relate to that.
I feel as though with some of those things, it definitely can make these directors and producers a lot more lazy on their writing and the storyline. But I feel as though Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles of the recent day didn't tie into that, didn't buy into the, all right, we got this, that, and the third in comparison to
now they spend too much money.
Yeah,
they spend too much money because
now every time you watch a superhero movie, it's the biggest budgeted movie. Like you look at what was it, the first part of Infinity War? They was saying that was the highest budgeted film of all time, right there.
When you do them cartoon special effects, that's more money. I didn't know a cartoon costs more than a movie.
Of course, animation.
So, animation costs more than a movie. So I'm like, wow, I didn't know that, but I put 2 and 2 together and I see why. So I don't know, some people might feel me in the 90s, some people might feel in the modern era, it's just different.
I know for me, when I saw Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1 and 2, when you sent me the list, I thought it was the more modern day one until you brought up the 90s one, and it was like, damn, they did come out with that one first. But I gotta agree with it simply because, like you said, we all grew up on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Once I saw this on the list, I was like, damn, how did I keep that off my list? You feel what I'm saying?
And I like it, not to cut you off, it gives you that New York feeling. So even though it's a superhero movie with turtles, it gives you what New York City is like.
Right.
Also in the modern day one too, because they was actually at Madison Square Garden watching the game, and the pieces slipped on the floor. I think that was dope. Like,
Facts. I thought that was dope because like a lot of these superheroes do come, or they supposed to be from like major cities, but like some of these superhero movies don't reflect that. But Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles does, so I definitely agree with you on that. But at 4, I had Deadpool, y'all. Like, I couldn't keep Deadpool off the list simply because this nigga's buck wild, and I feel as though it was totally left from what Marvel is used to doing. Like as far as the kid play, the family-oriented comedy, Deadpool is a rugged, rough, grown-up adult like superhero type boy. This ain't no movie you go take your kids to go see. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm not saying the second one because I felt as though they went a little bit too far with like the like addressing that it's actually a movie, talking about the CGI effects and just a lot of the different shit. Even though I thought it was still good, but Deadpool 1, it gotta be on here because of its originality, how funny it was to me, and the fact that he was still like. He was like pointing out the fact that it wasn't no X-Men in the movie. He talking about what they ain't got enough budget and that shit was hilarious to me. Shout out to Ryan Reynolds too. That was a knockout role.
Yeah, definitely. He actually played Ant-Man too, right?
No, he played Green Lantern.
Green Lantern.
He played Green Lantern.
He definitely played Green Lantern too. The storyline of Deadpool was excellent.
Facts.
The whole reason why he act the way he act, you got to see the movie. Definitely give us your opinion about Deadpool.
And I feel as though he was one of the superheroes that like doesn't get shine. So when I seen Deadpool, it's like, who the fuck is Bull?
Right, because people don't be trying to relate to that. He had really serious problems. But he still had the humor in it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Like he was playing, his humor played off of his serious problems and the serious issues that he was dealing with.
I like the part where the X-Men tried to recruit him. He like, I'm not no cat. I'm not,
I'm an individual.
I'm not with it. Like, no, y'all go ahead. Right. So that was definitely dope. I like the bridge scene a lot.
Right.
Either that, or slap the
And I like
bitch
how
out
he
of you.
could, his powers, like he get his arm and stuff cut off. And all
Right,
that.
right. He can regenerate.
He can regenerate, yeah.
Right. That's dope.
Super dope.
That's dope as shit, yeah. I feel it. We gonna get into that at the end of this. Which superpower you would want if any? You feel what I'm saying?
Okay.
So who you had at number 3, bro?
Number 3, I have Batman, 1989 with the name. What's the name? Actually, Jack Nicholson played Joker.
Uh-huh.
Billy D. Williams played Two-Face.
Was that the same one with Jim Carrey as Riddler?
No. That's like 95.
Yeah, that was the latest.
This when they first did the Batman movie, 89, which was super dope. I picked that because that was the first Batman movie I actually seen.
Okay.
And that's when
so
I fell in love.
It's significant to you.
Yeah,
It's significant.
It means something to me because that's a Batman that I was like, wow, this is dope.
I feel as though the Batmans of I'm gonna say 89 on because I ain't the Jones before it in the costume. But I feel as though they definitely reflected Gotham way more. But I just didn't like the fact they couldn't find a consistent Batman. Like that switching from Batman to Batman, I didn't like that shit. You feel what I'm saying?
They get older.
That's why to me, that Dark Knight series definitely held a little bit more weight simply because
But they switched them too.
They had Christian Bale as Batman the whole time though.
But you only get 3 years. You only get like 4 or 5 years. 4 or 5 years to play Batman.
Yeah.
And then they switch you.
They probably don't even do that because
No, they do that.
I'm
You can
saying-
read it.
I was saying though, who else did multiple movies as Batman though?
I'm looking for the information right now. Like,
Yeah,
my
because
God.
I thought it went from whoever Batman was in 1989 to George Clooney the next time around.
You get to play
George
Michael
Clooney.
Michael Keaton.
What other Batman did he play in?
He played in the first 89, then it was 92, and then
He didn't play 95. That was George Clooney.
I know he didn't. Yeah, he was good too. So he actually paid 2 because I guess he was getting more money to play somebody else. But
I just didn't like that, y'all. I didn't like how they kept switching over to Batman.
I don't like that either. But you only get a certain amount of time to be a Batman. Think about it.
They
Tony
wanted-
Stark
they
is
wanted-
getting older.
Yeah, but
They
they was willing to give Christian Bale. He didn't want it because he got messed up.
I like.
He said nah. I know a lot of people don't like Christian Bale because Batman is supposed to be like, as far as stature wise, he's supposed to be big and tall and overpowering. But to me, Christian Bale killed the Batman thing. He was the best Batman to me. But we gonna delve into that a little bit more. So what was special about the '89 film to you?
It was the first actual Batman movie.
You had Jack Nicholson as motherfucking Joker.
Yeah. And who? Look, every woman loved Billy D. Williams. And he played the Joker, and that's decent because
He
I'm
wasn't
not
no
trying
Heath Ledger Joker though.
I mean, Two-Face.
Oh, all right.
Two-Face.
I don't
Jack
think he
Nicholson-
messed with the Harvey Dent, the Dark Knight Two-Face.
Oh,
I forgot the bull name. Yeah, I forgot bull name.
I know his name. Can't get it right now.
But we gonna go back to the '89 film. We gonna have time to get into Dark
All
Knight.
right. But the '89, it's just a dope, first Batman movie, and went crazy in the box office.
Yeah, I think that was the first one that
it
they
went
actually
real
did right.
crazy. And
that
that's when they
did
actually
right.
that '89 built Universal Studios.
Yeah.
Batman section of the amusement park. It's everything. The Batmobile, fight scenes, the people that played in that movie was all-star cast.
Yeah, it was an all-star cast. Definitely got to give it to you on that one. You feel what I'm saying? But we gonna go back and forth on that one once I get back into my list. A little later on down the line. You feel what I'm saying?
For sure.
But for me at number 3, I had Guardians of the Galaxy, simply because of, like you said, with the comedy, the storyline, and just that too. You feel what I'm saying? Like the shit was hilarious to me. Like I felt as though it was one of the funniest superhero movies of recent time. The storyline was tremendous, from the fact of him actually realizing who his dad is and why the bull was actually carrying him and this, that, and the third. I felt as though it was dope as shit. You feel what I'm saying? Then you had Batista in there acting
Shout
dumb
out
as
to
fuck.
Batista.
Shout out Batista. You
Yeah.
feel what I'm saying? And like I said, I like the simple fact that they be coming out to these wrestlers, and a lot of times not even just wrestlers, but athletes in general, to give them roles. So I thought that was dope. You feel what I'm saying? I felt as though it was a real good storyline. You didn't see Guardians of the Galaxy?
I see. I don't know if I seen 1 or 2. I feel as though they had dope characters. I really like the Fox Bull.
Yeah.
I like that.
Shout out, motherfucking Bradley Cooper from Philly. You feel what I'm saying? That played, he the what's that, Rocket? He played Rocket.
Rocket. So he was a voice for
Yeah,
Rocket.
he the voice for Rocket. Bradley Cooper. Shout out to Bradley Cooper. Yeah, man.
That's dope.
Yeah.
I like that because I actually played the game of that Marvel vs. Capcom.
Uh-huh.
He crazy on that joint. Like, Rocket crazy
You
on that
fuck with
joint.
Rocket?
Yeah, he crazy on that joint. Like,
Right.
His
And he
moves,
wild in the movie, for real.
Yeah,
You feel what I'm saying? It definitely reflect that in the movie.
I like that. I just gotta look back at more in the series because I know they combined it with the Avengers.
Yeah, the Avengers combined everything together. Yeah,
so,
man.
you know, I seen that one too. That was dope. That was kind of sad a little bit. The one when they combined it with that was Infinity, right?
Yeah, Infinity War.
Yeah, Infinity War. That was kind of crazy.
And Endgame this Friday. So you got Logan at number 2.
Logan at
You
number
said
2.
It wasn't even because Logan died.
It's just because the story of the whole X-Men dying.
Right.
They go back into that and really explain that.
Mm-hmm.
It was only a few left, like Professor X. And Logan, they was actually living regular lives. They didn't have the school anymore because it got destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
They killed everybody, so they was in hiding.
Mm-hmm.
So what they did was they did experiment on kids. So they took the X-Men DNAs when they killed them and generated into these kids. And Wolverine had a daughter.
Mm-hmm.
So Cyclops might have a kid, Storm, and, you know,
all of them,
you know. But it was just crazy because this little girl had the same powers as Logan, you know, Wolverine.
Right.
So it just was like, what's going on? So the lady at the time, you know, X-Men was famous and all that. They had comic books, like everything in real life that we be singing actually really happened. So it was like a real life version of it because the lady, she came out of nowhere, was like, Wolverine, he like, I'm not taking no autographs, lady. He was like, no, you gotta get this kid. Like she was trying to explain this kid do what you can do.
Yep.
So when she was in trouble, you know, and also Wolverine was sick.
Yep. He
So
was dying
just like,
already.
Yeah, he was dying already. You know, so you just gotta really look at the movie. It gets super deep.
I
like,
fucked with Logan. You feel what I'm saying?
I'm a Wolverine head.
And honestly,
I'm a
I feel as
Wolverine
though,
head, bro.
especially like I felt as though Wolverine had a couple, not duds, but movies that you forgot about in his series. But I feel as though the first one, the origins of Wolverine, and then the last one, Logan, definitely stood out.
Ones.
Yeah, they stood out from the rest. You feel what I'm saying? What did you think about The Last Stand, X-Men: The Last Stand, where Wolverine he had to fight through the joint. She was trying to destroy it. They actually had Juggernaut in there.
Jane?
It was finally Jane.
When they had to kill her.
Yeah, when they had to kill Jane.
Wow.
I like that joint. To me, I wanted to try
the last one.
Yeah, the last like of the original,
cast.
Yup, like the Halle Berry and that cast. You feel what I'm saying? So I wanted to put it in there somehow, some way, but I couldn't. But I just wanted to speak.
I
on
wanted,
it
I wanted to do that, but Logan just. I'm a Wolverine guy, so
I agree.
I gotta stick with that.
Right. At number 2 for me, I had to put Black Panther in there simply because you look at the cast, all black cast. You look at Chadwick. You had Michael B. Jordan. You had the 93-year-old lady that got her first role as an actor in that movie, and she's been trying to break through for years, trying to be an actor. You feel what I'm saying? The significance, the underlying stories that they had in that joint. Black Panther, I had to put Black Panther in there. Now I know you said that just because of the hype that people were speaking of it about, like you thought it was going to be something extra plot-wise.
Right.
Plot-wise. But as far as a movie, it definitely was good, but I felt as though people got extra about the underlying messages behind it. You feel?
I think, I kind of go in that category. It was a dope movie. The storyline was great. The story, I think they could have put a little bit. They put a lot of details in Africa, and the different tribes and all that. And it just wasn't the one Black Panther because all generations had a Black Panther.
Yep.
So that was super dope too.
Yup, that they showed that and they
yeah.
explained that. So, and how you actually become Black Panther and how
how you gotta fight the other tribes to become the Black Panther.
Like, and they take away the actual Black Panther powers and all that while you taking that fight. So, like, because I didn't know too much about Black Panther either. Like a lot of the movies that Marvel is coming out with now, even Captain Marvel, I don't know too much about her.
Because they
You know what I'm
always
saying?
comic book. Like they always
But
comic
now,
book. So all the
they
ones,
didn't have a TV shows. You feel what I'm saying?
Right. But if y'all didn't know, it really was supposed to be a Black Panther in the 90s, and they wanted Wesley Snipes to play it. That would have been crazy.
That would have been crazy. We here, man. What's your
Definitely
number
here.
one, bro? Number one superhero movie of all time, man.
I'ma fuck y'all heads up.
Yeah, he fucked my head up when I seen this joint. I said no. I said no, bro. Your list is cool, bro, but
yeah,
this
I had
number
to,
one,
you know what I'm
you
saying?
gotta explain this shit.
Shout out to Robert Townsend's
Yes, sir.
Meteor Man.
Yeah,
This
man.
came out probably like 93.
Yup.
This was the actually first ghetto black
Black.
superhero movie all time. It killed everything, and they didn't know how big it was at that time.
At the time that
you
they
know?
did it.
So they had an all-star cast as well from Robert Townsend, Eddie Griffin,
Right.
Bill Cosby.
What you say, Bill and Ed? What you say, Bill and Ed?
Bill and Eddie Griffin, Bill Cosby. They had James Earl Jones. Like they had every
not the voice.
yes,
not
they
the
had
voice.
Everybody.
That
in
nigga is
joint.
the voice, James Earl Jones. You
Everybody
hear that
in
man
joint.
voice anywhere. You know who the fuck that
That's
is.
Mr.
you know what I
Lion.
mean?
That's Mr.
That's
Lion
Mufasa.
King.
That's
Mr.
Mufasa. You know what I
Darth
mean?
Vader.
You dig what I'm saying?
Everybody,
The voice.
like, really
the
the
voice,
voice,
my
bro.
nigga. You feel what I'm
And that's a
saying?
special one to me because that really gave us hope. Like, yo, the whole storyline of a meteor coming.
Now,
boom.
to me, that like your reasoning behind it is what gave like the I guess the significance to it or the solidification. But like speak about like the actual movie aspect and why you put it up there.
It was something special. Like you never think what can happen to you. You know, that movie is based on like, you know, he was a regular teacher, you know, he was living a regular life and he just wanted something special, you know, and something special did happen to him, you know. I know we're not getting hit by no meteors or anything like that, but it gives you the idea of tomorrow can change your life forever. So that was one of them type of movies, and by it being in the ghetto, you know, and it's like a lot of things happen in the ghetto, the gangs and stuff like that, and police brutality, and especially police ain't really helping in our community.
Right.
So that was just a black hero to help in the community to get rid of the gangs, the
Right.
Golden Lords.
Right. That's dope. And the simple fact that it was the first superhero movie to be black, to be out there, to speak on.
That was an all-black cast too.
Exact all black cast, and to be out there and speak on like shit that was going on, because you gotta think in that era they gonna stick with, well, that's not a comic book superhero, but it's before its time for it to even speak on
Right.
like social issues, real social issues that are
Absolutely.
going on. You feel what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? So your reasoning behind it is what's bringing me around to say I can respect
Yeah.
that. You feel what I'm saying? Because I saw it, I said, bruh, he got Meteor Man at number
Meteor
one.
Man,
But
one of my
his
favorites.
explanation behind it is why it definitely gives it its solidification to me. You feel what I'm saying? So for me, at number one, I gotta have The Dark Knight. You feel what I'm saying? To me, the how real it came in with the Joker robbing the bank. You feel what I'm saying? Then he left the money behind that they knew he left a little bit of bread behind that they knew was the tracking money. This shit was just so real to me, how they made Gotham City seem like a mirror of New York City, which it is. The attack on the judges, the how they presented Harvey Dent and turned him into Two-Face. Bruh, to me, I gotta have The Dark Knight up there. I felt as though it was the best, hands down, the
Just
best
like
movie in
going-
that series.
Just like going back, because when the original came out, you didn't know how these characters became the characters.
Yup,
So that's
yup.
what makes The Dark Knight great, because it really put the story behind the Joker, the
Yup.
story behind of Harvey and the
Yup,
Two-Face, like, you
yup.
know.
And if you don't really, if you, like you said, if you like one of us, you're not really into the comics, you ain't gonna really know that Harvey and Bruce Wayne was going after the same chick. And then
They was cool.
Exactly, and they was cool. They was working to change Gotham together, and boom, 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 for them to come back around and be the worst enemies. You feel what I'm saying? So that was dope to me that they shined a light on that, and just gotta pay homage to Heath Ledger, man. He knocked that Joker
did.
role out the
He
fucking
did.
park to
He
me.
did.
I don't
Rest
think
in
it's
peace.
going to be exactly rest in
in
peace to Heath Ledger, and I don't think it's going to be another Joker that touches what he did as the Joker, in my opinion.
It's a lot of good Jokers in different generations.
Yeah, what's your Instagram information though, bro, so they can follow you?
You can follow me on Instagram, Martin Manager, Mar_the_manager. He's gonna tag it right below.
Of course.
Urban Culture TV.
Yes, sir. MizzyWorld Entertainment. Yeah, man, it's an honor to have you on, bro.
For sure.
look forward to this man being my co-host for Movie Monday from here on out. You feel what I'm saying? Because I like the back and forth of two lists, and it gives y'all more of a wide variety of people that's speaking on movies. You feel what I'm saying? So tune in. Let us know what y'all think. Give us y'all list, honorable mentions and all that. Y'all know what it is. MizzyWorld, Mar the manager.
We in here.
Y'all know what it is. Urban Culture TV shit.